How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from tonight, which is May 10th, 2021. I gotta say it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Lee Johnson versus David Ali. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Lee Johnson went over with the Ushi-Garashi. Match 2, it was Eddie Kingston versus VSK. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Eddie Kingston went over with a roll-up. Match 3, it was Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky versus Fuego del Sol and Baron Black. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky went over cause Ethan Page pinned Fuego del Sol with the Ego's Edge. Match 4, it was Thunder Rosa versus Renee Michelle. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Thunder Rosa went over with the Kahora Kahora choke. That was match 4, by the way. Match 5, it was Chuck Taylor versus Vari Morales. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Chuck Taylor went over with the Awful Waffle. Match 6, it was Layla Hirsch versus Danny Jordan. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Layla Hirsch went over with the cross arm breaker. Match 7, it was Matt Seidel versus Manny Smith. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Matt Seidel went over with the Lightning Spiral. Match 8, it was Jade Cargill versus Rekka Tahaka. That was a quick match, but the ending to it, Jade Cargill went over with the Jaded. Well, after the match, Mark Sterling came out and was offering his services to Jade Cargill and asked for her time and everything in the back and everything. And Jade Cargill got out of the ring and went backstage with Mark Sterling, which that was cool. Match 9, it was Matt Hardy and Mark Quinn versus Dean Alexander and Dylan McQueen. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Matt Hardy and Mark Quinn went over because Matt Hardy made Dean Alexander tap out to the leech. Match 10, that was match 9, by the way. Match 10, it was Britt Baker versus Rachel Rose. That was a quick match, but the ending to it, Britt Baker went over with the curb stomp. Match 11, it was Ty Conti versus Maddie Rinkowski. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ty Conti went over with the DD That was match 11, by the way. Match 12, it was the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt versus Chaos Project, which are Luther and Serpentico. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Jurassic Express went over because Marco Stunt pinned Serpentico with the Dominator Diving Rolling Cutter combination from Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt. Match 13, that was match 12, by the way. Match 13, it was Alex Reynolds versus Isaiah Cassidy. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Alex Reynolds went over with the Schoolboy. But after the match, Isaiah Cassidy attacked Alex Reynolds from behind with his belt, and Matt Hardy beat the shit out of Colt Cabana outside the ring, and John Silver came in and tried to help Alex Reynolds, but Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy were beating the shit out of John Silver and holding him down, and Matt Hardy executed the leech on Alex Reynolds inside the ring and made Alex Reynolds pass out. And as Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy were holding John Silver down, Matt Hardy was talking shit towards John Silver to his face and everything, and then Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy let John Silver go, and Matt Hardy left the ring along with Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, and Colt Cabana, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver were all in the ring. Well, John Silver and Colt Cabana were looking on, and Alex Reynolds was laid out and everything, which that was cool. And match 14, that was match 13, by the way. Match 14, which was the main event, it was Jon Moxley versus Danny Limelight. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Jon Moxley went over with a diving paradigm shift. But besides the matches, Paul White interviewed Danny Limelight, and Paul White was pretty much asking Danny Limelight about his time in the Marines and what made him start in the business of professional wrestling and everything. And Danny Limelight was talking about how he started in the Marines and how he was a druggie growing up and how he has a daughter and how he started his professional wrestling career and everything, which that was cool. Eddie Kingston cut a promo on the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, pretty much talking shit about him, saying how he used to ride with them and everything, and how they've changed ever since they've been the executive vice presidents of AEW, and how they aligned themselves with Kenny Omega because everything was hard for him and everything. And Eddie Kingston was talking about how how he wasn't going to go nowhere, and that the Young Bucks will have to rip his heart out to make him give up and everything, which that was cool. Dasha Gonzalez interviewed Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, and Dasha Gonzalez was pretty much asking Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page about them winning. Ever since they became a team, they've been winning and everything, and Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page both were being egotistical. Were both being egotistical and putting each other over and everything. And Ethan Page was talking about how he threw Darby Allin down the steps last week and fucked his shoulder up, and Scorpio Sky was talking about how he locked Sting in the heel hook and how Sting's been out due to it and everything, and Ethan Page was talking about how Darby Allin had a AEW TNT title defense against Miro on Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, and Scorpio Sky was pretty much being sarcastic and wishing Darby Allin luck and everything, which that was cool. Alex Marvez interviewed Thunder Rosa. Alex Marvez was pretty much asking Thunder Rosa about her new submission move she used, and Thunder Rosa was saying that she calls it the Kahora choke, and then Alex Marvez was pretty much asking Thunder Rosa about the AEW Women's title, and Thunder Rosa was saying whoever wins between Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker at Double or Nothing for the AEW Women's title, they were going to have to face her for it. And Alex Marvez was even asking Thunder Rosa about the NWA Women's title, and Thunder Rosa was talking about how when Serena Deeb returns, that she's going after her for the NWA Women's title, and she plans to be the AEW Women's Champion and the NWA Women's Champion and everything, which that was cool. Britt Baker and Rebel cut a promo, and Britt Baker was talking about how it's another day at work where she comes and kicks ass and takes names and has been on a winning streak and everything. And Britt Baker was also talking about how she was going to beat the shit out of Hikaru Shida at Double or Nothing 3, and how she was going to that she was going to win the AEW Women's title and everything, which that was cool. And AEW aired a video package of the match between Jon Moxley versus Yuji Nagata for the IWGP United States title this Wednesday on AEW. That's going to be happening this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, which that was cool. But besides all that, Tony Schiavone and Paul White done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And the referees for the event were Frank Gastineau, Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Paul Turner refereed the match between Lee Johnson versus David Ali. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Eddie Kingston versus VSK. Mike Posey refereed the match between Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky versus Fuego del Sol and Baron Black. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Thunder Rosa versus Renee Michelle. Rick Knox refereed the match between Chuck Taylor versus Vari Morales. That was Rick Knox, by the way. Paul Turner refereed the match between Layla Hirsch versus Danny Jordan. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Matt Seidel versus Manny Smith. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Jade Cargill versus Rekka Tahaka. Mike Posey refereed the match between Matt Hardy and Mark Quinn versus Dean Alexander and Dylan McQueen. Paul Turner refereed the match between Britt Baker versus Rachel Rose. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Ty Conti versus Maddie Rinkowski. Rick Knox refereed the match between the Jurassic Express versus Chaos Project. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Alex Reynolds versus Isaiah Cassidy. And Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Jon Moxley versus Danny Limelight. All the referees done awesome as usual. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and do my review. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from tonight, which is May 10th, 2021. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road.